Hello everyone, welcome back. I decided I should probably show you guys what we're building to before we wind up, showing these step by step. So this is what it says. Welcome to the input program. Enter your first name, David, and I'll hit enter. What is your last name? Monticchio, enter. Hi, hello, David Monticchio. Nice to meet you. See how it remembered what I typed in? Enter your age. Well, as of making this video, I'm 32. Enter. I see you're 32 years old. Program ended with an exit code 0. So basically, that's what we're going to make. Just a place that we're able to type stuff in, and the computer remembers it. So, let's go and start making that. So, where is their C++? And here we are, new C++ off of JDoodle. Boop. Now then, let's get started. So, obviously, in all this time before, we've been using couts. And while we're at it, the first thing we're going to wind up doing is obviously going to be a cout. Cout because, we have to have that output that says, welcome to the input program. So, welcome to the input program. And, me, I like to add a couple of new lines. There we go. And at the bottom, why not just, have that return 0, because we know that that's what, will let us know that we've got to the very end. So I'm going to have a few things here. First off, I'm going to have a string, because we obviously need to have ourselves a string. I'm going to name the string first name. Now you notice I'm not doing the equals something or other, okay? Because I'm not going to, before we were declaring what it was inside when we called it, okay? Because we were never changing it. But in this situation, this is something that we want the player to type in themselves. Well, it doesn't matter if they type in the name Bob if we decide to give them the name Steve already. So if I say first name equals Steve, it doesn't matter what I type in because I just called myself Steve and it's always going to be Steve. Now, yes, you can override that and change it and whatnot, but we're not going to necessarily do anything about that yet. Now, for those of you that are working in Xcode, you probably got something that just popped up because you didn't use the equals, and it's a little orange thingy, a little yellow thingy that says, warning, you have a variable that's not used. It's not going to actually cause an error, like, you're not going to actually have to worry about it. So let's make another one that says last name. It's just telling you, hey, you don't have this used anywhere yet. That little warning symbol will go away the minute you actually go and bring it back into the code again. So the red stop signs are bad. The little yellow exclamation marks going, hey, wait a minute, something is unused here. Those are okay. Those will not break the program. So I've got myself a first name and a last name string here. So, as usual, let's, just say, enter your first name. And, give ourselves a tab. So, this time, instead of doing cout, we're going to do cin. So, if computer output is cout, cin is computer input. So output is stuff that the computer outputs to you. It's stuff that it shows you. Input is stuff you type into the computer. So, much like that, the carets are going the other way. Okay? They're going the other way. And what are we going to input? We're going to input first name. So you get to type what that first name is. Now, if you try to hit execute here just now, it's going to give us an error. And it's going to take a while to figure out the error, but I promise you there will be an error. Do 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 do. Okay, cool. And it says JDoodle timeout. If your program reads an input, which it does, please put the inputs into the standard inputs right here, or click the interactive mode. We're going to click the interactive mode. So now, when I do this, hey, enter your name. And oh, look, there's a little line right here. So I'll say David, or David, once I actually type it right, and I'll hit enter. And that's basically the end of the code because there's nothing else that happens yet. So, we got that. And then, of course, let's do the same thing. Let's do a C out. And we'll enter your last name. And this time we'll do a C in. Remember, the carets go the other way. Man, didn't want an L there. So, if you need to, if you need to remember comments. C in is computer input. Arrows go. If you need to remember stuff like that, just remember to jot it down. I can't tell you how many notes to take. So, now let's just put that all together. So, we saved whatever they typed in there, it's been saved in first name. Whatever they typed in here, it's been saved in last name. Okay? And because we had to enter, we got ourselves a new line anyway, so that's fine. So, let's just go C out, hello. And this time, because it's all strings, we can use pluses. So we're just, I'm just going to add a space there because it's going to read like a certain way. Plus, nice to meet you. And then let's do a /n/n, and let's end it. So, I want you to take a look at this line right here and see exactly what it's doing, because I understand at first glance it looks confusing. So, remember how all of these are all strings. This was a string because we typed it in, this was a string, this was a string, this is a string, we typed it in. So here we go, we have a string, it says hello. And then after hello, we're going to go and put whatever was inside the first name. And then, because I highly doubt we expect people to put a space after they type their name, we're going to just put a space in there so that we have a space between their first name and last name. And then we have their last name. And then after that, okay, well, after that, that was the end of a sentence. Hello, first name, last name. So obviously we need a period. But then to start the next sentence, there's a space. So, nice to meet you. So it should read, hello, first name, last name, period, nice to meet you. Because these are variables, they're separated from the other things. But as long as you have those pluses in between the rest of the strings, it will be able to understand what you're trying to do. So it'll say, hello, this string. Oh, I'm adding on to this string, and now it's this string. Oh, I'm adding on to this, and now it's this string. Oh, I'm adding on to it, now it's this string. Oh, I'm adding on to it, now it's this string. So it'll wind up looking something like this. So I'll say, my name is Bob. And my last name is... I don't know, Smith. And it'll now say, hello, Bob Smith, nice to meet you. It remembered what I put in here, and it remembers what I put in there. And it did exactly what it said. Hello, first name, space, last name, period, space, nice to meet you. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 different strings, but it reads out like one in that one C out. So, that's known as string interpolation, or connectation, depending on which one you want to use. I believe string connectation is the proper term. You can string, but basically you string multiple things together and they will combine. So, that's the easy part. That's just working in strings. Remember how I said you can, in fact, put integers and strings together, but you just have to do certain things to it. That's what we're going to do. So, we're just going to have ourselves int, and I'll just name this age. Once again, we're not actually telling the person what the age is. We're not declaring it, because they get to type it in themselves. So, cout, just because I want to have them some directions there, and I'll just say, enter your age. Yeah, just enter your age. And then let's /tab. There we go. And now we have to do cin age. So obviously they type their age. So if we were to try this right here, and then we try cout, I see you are, and then plus, and then age plus years old, /n/n. This is not going to work, okay? It won't. I will show you that it will not work. Because I cannot do a binary options with, I cannot do that with an integer. I cannot add integer into this. It will not work. It will only take characters or strings. So, we're going to have to convert whatever they type in as an integer, and we're going to have to convert that into a string. Okay? So, here we go. We are going to make a new string. And that string I'm going to name age s. You know what? Just for the fact that it's now a string. And what is age s? Age underscore s is equal to 2 underscore string. And what's going to be 2 string? Age. So basically, I have now converted the int to the int to a string. More actually, this int right here is always going to be an integer. It's always an integer. Age will always be an integer because it's declared an integer. But a separate thing has been made and has converted that string that integer into a string. So instead of using age, if I just used my age s, now it will work. So I'll just put in my name, David, Monticchio, and this time just say you see this a year in the future. Let's just say I'm 33 instead of 32. I see you are 33 years old. Boom. There's the end of the program. It works. It runs. It does everything fine. I've noticed the return 0 doesn't want to actually return 0, but that's okay. That might just be a thing with JDoodle. It might not give that notice. That whole return 0 stuff is basically returning with error messages or possible things, so, that's fine. But yeah, so we have now we've added some strings together. We've added some strings down here. And then we've also figured out how to add an integer and put it into the same sentence as a string. So, that's a lot of... So we've learned how to convert between different variable types as well here. So, once you got that all working, save it, submit it through Moodle, or if they've made the conversion to Canvas by the time this video is up, then convert it through Canvas. And, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.